the UK scene that he always sort of played with Shiki. You could see he was incredibly talented, but it never felt like he found a home where he was actually stable and in an environment that would allow him to play the sort of play style he wanted to. Since he joined up with Vexed, we've seen some of the best CS from Aussie in a long time. But Nilzinho actually going to be subbing in, having to play with the Wind and Rain roster. I think this is probably now because Dances has left. So Nilzinho has to jump back in. It's been a while since I've seen big man Nils. It used to be one of the bigger IGLs in the UK scene. Always been a bit of a Fragmasters boy, the old FM squad.
And speaking of Aussie as well, you're talking about him a little bit about how he actually plays and how he does in general. He is actually really good. When I say he's inconsistent, I don't mean he plays really well and then plays really bad. He either does really good or he just plays average, which I still think is perfectly fine. You can easily go from really good to really bad, which is quite rare in kind of some circumstances. But he is one of those players which he will. You know, it will go off or it will just play standard, which, you know, obviously it's very difficult to go crazy every single match, which is fair enough. But, yeah, Aussie does do a good job quite regularly.
So Wind and Rain here as well now. The full roster at this point in time being Astro, Link, Hemzik, Fry, and Nilzinho. So Fry, I mean, individually this guy is as cool as a cucumber in any situation he's in. So you know the meme of the dog where it's the house is on fire and she's like, well, this is fine. That's basically Fry in any clutch ever. You know, the house is on fire. There's people just screaming at him. He's like, yeah.
He's like, fine,
right,
just fine. Yeah.
Fine. It's all right. It's not even that warm. And he'll go on, you know, he'll win those sort of rounds. Nilzinho, wow. I mean, for Nilzinho, the amount of time he's put into CSGO, back when the game first came out, right, Valve did a series where they would interview pros. I remember they interviewed Nilzinho, and the question was, what's your favourite map and your favourite strategy? And it was the upper rush on Nuke, where you throw a grenade at the door and then burst straight through vents. And that was Nilzinho's favourite strat. So there you go. There's one for the books. That still exists on the CSGO website, I think.
That's actually... Did you just give out a normal fact?
I know. CS
I'm
facts.
actually speechless.
Yeah, I know.
How do you feel?
It's quite good. It'd be good if I could work out, sort of, you know, if he had a dog or something, work that in there as well. He also owns a Shih Tzu, you know. His name's Billy. He's owned him for a few years. He's a good boy. Push comes in. Quick's going to be able to find the first frag, though. Fry is gone, so everything isn't fine. Hemzik is going to be able to slay as well. Truth hit with a bit of a punishing kill. Hemzik still continuing, just being able to unload against them. Whew. And if I remember rightly, the last time I saw this guy, he was on a tear as well. He floated around with a few rosters. In UK Masters, he performed majorly. He's a very effective AWP player. Can deal damage with the rifles as well. He's a smart player and very consistent in terms of aim. He's kind of, it's sort of like a Robin in his play style. That's what you expect to see.
I was trying to think the last time Nilzinho, I think he took a little bit of a break. Like, was he coaching at one point? And was he part of Method? I might be completely mistaken.
Yeah, he played in Gfinity in Season 1 and 2, and he was the IGL for Method, and that was sort of like the last hurrah for Nils, really, in like the terms of the roster he was in. It was a really sick team.
I think.
Yeah, like this is the thing, right? It was a really sick team. They should have done really well, and they just didn't perform, and they just got bodied, and after that, he took a step back, became the coach of Wind and Rain. Obviously, he's now actively in the hot seat as Dances has left, which kind of makes sense. Like Dances, he announced that he was done with CS. So Nilzinho has had to just sort of sub in last minute, I assume, at this point. But it's not going to hurt too much. He can be a pretty effective player, smart IGL as well, something that you want on that side. Definitely a very different player to Dances, though.
I think it's nice just to have a coach to... You get some coaches who coach just because of the fact that... you know, not saying their playing ability is not up to par, but they feel like it's more their kind of role. But when you've got like an ex-player who's also played quite well, it complements that so well. Because I always feel like in the past, when I've been on teams, if you have an ex-professional player or an ex-player who's played to a high caliber, it really does benefit a lot. And people don't actually realise it until they try out.
Well, that's the thing, right? For being a coach, it's kind of a simple transition because it gets to the point where it's like if you feel like you can benefit a team more as a coach than a player, it's normally IGLs. You can take cases like Imi, obviously was touted as, if not the best, one of the top IGLs in the UK for a very long time. He was able to put himself onto a good position. You know, NRG picked him up, went through, completely changed the course of NRG. They were a team that was struggling massively only on liners, you know, just not really able to find results on LAN. The like sort of 4 months sort of period, like 6 months overall, the transition that team had is ridiculous. The sort of fact they were able to compete with top teams, posting good results on LAN. They had like a 16 win streak at one point. And that's sort of the factor is. There's so much talent in terms of smart players that's still there in the UK scene. It's just sort of at this point, you know, not embracing the meme anymore and letting people actually do stuff because they are quite good at Counter-Strike.
What would you say your style is? Like, are you more of an RGL? Are you more of a entry fragger? What are you?
I was always an AWPer when I used to play. That was my role. I was the AWPer, and I was also back in my day. And you know, I was kind of like the supportive coach. So I just give everyone else good morale, and sort of, you know, they'd win around me.
So you'll be there just for the morale, just to keep them in check.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what you need, you know, because that's the idea, though. Some teams need that. It's like with coaches. Some teams need an IMI because they need a lot of structure, they need not a brains going into it. They need that constant help to get them to be the best players they can be.
Not a starfish.
Yeah, not a starfish. They need brains. They need brains to play that sort of CS. That's where you bring in the IMI. But then, you know, you've also got stuff like with Nilem. It's a lot more of that hype man sort of coaching. You can just try and keep your players pumped up, keep them in the mood for it. Some players need that. Some players struggle massively on a big stage or an environment where they just don't feel comfortable. But if you've got someone like Nilem there, just screaming every round, getting you pumped, keeping the confidence flowing for you, you're going to be able to perform a whole lot better. And into this game already, I mean, Wind and Rain, they've got 3 rounds. They've been playing pretty effective CS. Astro finds the headshot over on towards Vexed. It's interesting as well because Astro was someone that started off as a very hyper-aggressive AWPer, burst into the scene, you know, sort of got in a CEX, was actually under the IGL of Rezu. He then took over as IGL in that team. So it's interesting how sort of now maybe you've got Astro and Nilzinho bouncing ideas off each other, sort of trying to combine the old and the new.
All these facts you're throwing out here.
So,
I'm impressed, mate.
I know.
And I thought you were just about fish and pickles.
No.
Have we seen a change in you?
I'll bring it back. You know, we'll get like 8 rounds in. I'll start talking about elephant facts. It'll be fine.
Oh, that's sweet. At least I thought we lost you in a bit, mate.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried.
As of right now, though, 40 seconds on the clock. Vexed, you've got 2 men left there. Vanity and Pickles. Now, that's quite a big combo when you think about it on paper, the amount of damage these 2 boys can do. Pickles only on 75 HP, though. He does have a smoke and a flash to help out. It's actually going to be Vanity on the rotate back around. Gets up through steps. Pickles with first contact. That is unfortunate. If he got the frag, it could have been a whole different round here. But instead, it's up to Vanity to just go wild and clutch it. They get the bomb down. They commit. Nilzinho tucks in by Truck. Astro trying to go for the wide face from the box. Vanity. Is he going to be able to show what he can do in FPL? Right here, right now, in the Prem.
But so far, Wind and Rain are in such good positions, trying to delay Vanity as much as possible, but he's going to put himself in a really bad spot. And sadly for him, out of the numerous places he could have looked, he did check long and realised that no one was there and was taken down. So Wind and Rain, very good start. They obviously want to continue their success so far, and I think obviously if they do take this game, they will go 5-0 if I remember rightly, and if so, if it's on Vexed, they will go 3-2. So this is big game for both these guys, not just for Wind and Rain to solidify their place in Group B. Not fully, obviously. They need to still got a few more games in hand and the rest of the season. Still got quite a few weeks. But Vexed, I feel like they'll really want another win on the board just to take the pressure off.
When it gets to week 3, and you've already taken that many hits in terms of losses, you don't want to add another one. You just want to get the W's. You just want to try and get them wins under your belt. And it's already a pretty good start for Wind and Rain, especially into this round as well. Nice nades chucked towards mid. It completely negates that peak from Truth. So he's now just left with 54 HP. Fry should clear this angle. He's not one to go things in halves, but a little bit of a staggered reef here there as he checks the angle, finds Quicks, does take him down. Ozzy can attempt to try and capitalize against this, but he's going to molly it. Fry, you can see the brains coming into effect there. Smart molly. Truth will finally go down, but at least it's another tag. 2 players are that weak now. These Seds could kill him quite easily, Harry.
That's right, and Vexed. Looks like they will be trying to do another retake, but seems like now they will be backing off, of course. Wind and Rain all alive so far. Only Frey and Link who are pretty weak so far, and still a bit of utility to carry on to the next round. So economy-wise, they could be loving life at the moment. Vanny, Aussie Pickles will just be waiting until next round. But it seems like so far Wind and Rain made a pretty big impact so far, and it's going to be. We did know that it was going to be a bit of a struggle for Vex in terms of their lineup, how things go on. We want to see how much Vexed improved. And it's like I said before, when it gets to this point in the season, you want to try and get as many wins as possible. Wind and Rain, you know, they have the freedom to have a loss or two. That's perfectly fine. But they're the sort of team who wants to finish that storyline with absolutely no losses in their win rate, which it looks like they're doing at the moment quite comfortably.
Early contact towards mid this time around, trying to go for a bit more of a faster pace play on the side of Wind and Rain. Vex just going to be grouping up, playing crossfires in close range angles. Bit of CQB coming out, seeing if they can try and punish with the CZs if they stack like that. Smoke towards the B site from Nilzinho. The rest of the squad then going to go for this flood play, burst their way around. Hemzik with one, Fry with a follow-up. Ozzy does get the backstab and the additional frag. That's huge. Ozzy getting the second kill, tried to get away, but unfortunately gets caught off guard by Astro there. So it is now back into a 2 versus 3, but they're surrounding them. Truth goes for the peak, but he loses his lips, Harry.
He certainly does indeed. And Pickles, last man alive, we'll have to see exactly what he can do. Obviously not too much. He will be holding B-side as Nilzinho does go through Monster at the moment. Link goes with him. They will be executing that B-side. But Pickles is going to have a tall order to at least try and make something of this. But he will push. Nilzinho knows he's there. Does get a few shots into him, but Nilzinho 9 HP left standing. So again, another round for Wind and Rain, as we expected.
Yeah, just able to keep it going, get themselves into a very good position here now. T side is looking good. CT side overpass though, I mean for the UK scene, a lot of maps, they struggle on that CT side. They're just normally not able to get it going. It's something that can be quite a consistent factor, and you know, it's just a bit of an anomaly that still floats around the UK scene for some reason. But here comes the stack. Pickles instantly Molotov out of position, already loses 10 HP, then his head goes rolling off as well as Fry just hits him with a ferocity on the entry. Luckily, they do have a wild Vanity on the scene. He's able to try and cause a bit of commotion. The spray down comes through. Takes out 2 men. Almost the adjustment. You can see the aim punch there. Completely throws him off. And it's down to Hemzik and Nilzinho. They do have a fighting chance, but they are outnumbered.
Quick's in the fantastic spot at the moment, waiting for Nilzinho to push through. Vanity does get a few shots in, but takes Nilzinho down to 46 HP. But as you can see, Quicks is waiting for him. Vanity waiting patiently to see exactly what he can do, but Quicks does get Molotov, but takes out Nilzinho. And now we've got 1 member left, and Vanity managed to close that trade out. So great stuff by Vexed. Another round on the board, and hopefully to try and get back into this. But as you can see, Vanity with that nice 2K completely off guard for 2 of the Wind and Rain guys.
Yeah, that's a big play from Vanity. That's a saving grace. That's what you need to see coming through. A big 2K like that completely slows down the pace of the round, leaves Nilzinho in such an awkward position. You have to chuck the bomb over towards Hemzik. Quicks actually gave them an opportunity as well. He spotted him out, chucked the molly in there. They could have gone for the cross, but Quicks, too fast in the face, was able to take him down. 2-6 now as well. In round number 9 here. Wind and Rain, it just depends if they're going to be able to carry on, reset Vex, get themselves into a really huge position. Astro with the first frag does eliminate Truth. So they are just down to 4 members already. Quite heavily stacked towards that B site as well. Debating whether or not this is going to be a play towards B. In reality, most of them now taking control towards long. They're just going to have a free walk in straight towards the A site. Vanity's still playing with Pickles, but Nilzinho can just keep them on their toes. He doesn't have any utility anymore, but if he just goes for a bit of a play, makes his presence known, he could really delay this push. They've lost Quicks as well. That's the IGL and Captain out of the server, and Ozzy will be the main frontline infantry to defend this A site.
And Ozzy now, he knows he needs to make some kind of unorthodox plays just to see if he can bring this back in any way, but Frey's already sitting back. But Ozzy does return towards B-side, but as you may have noticed, Nilzinho's got the B-side all to himself, but he will find Pickles there as well. But Pickles will be running up. Nilzinho may take him out considering the circumstances, but instead Pickles just runs at him anyway, managed to clean up. So at least that's, for Wind and Rain, it's only one man up so far. Definitely doable, especially with Aussie getting that pick there on Link. And Vanity now does come from behind, from Bank. Does try to scour any other info he can, but Astro does manage to take out Aussie. And again on Pickles, but will he get a third one on Vanity? But Vanity gets Hemzik. He's going to run at Astro to see if he can take him out, which he does. 1v1 between Frey and Vanity just takes him down to 8 HP. But Frey's already done the job anyway. Managed to delay Vanity enough to get that bomb done.
Oh. Frey actually finds the one tap as well on Vanity with the AK at the end of the round there. So that's quite juicy. Gets his way free of that one in the best possible way. That's unfortunate. I mean, Vanity went out. He knew he had to try and clear the site. Couldn't really see him. It was an off angle. Astro tucked in, just hiding by the truck, so he's able to get the first frag. Builds off that. As soon as he got that second kill on Aussie, it's basically over at that point. It's just way too hard for you to try and claw it back. And Wind and Rain, 7 round. Looking to try and get themselves an 8th and keep building off the back of it. The only real armaments we have coming out for Vexed as well is the 1 UMP on Aussie. The rest of the firearms are really lacking. The arsenal's not looking too great.
And Hemzik now has been the talking point in this game. Already 14-6 going into round 10. But the rest of the team have been, KD-wise, they're pretty comfortable. No one's having a bad game again, just like the last match for PMC. Link will get a pick on Truth. He's trying to scout for any more info. I'm not sure if he will expect another one so close to him along. He won't. Vanity Mouse gets a pick on Link there. And gets a little AK for himself.
Link's actually one of the players that could be one of the better riflers in the UK as well. Definitely always proved that. Crisp aim, smart in terms of how he's able to work as a rifler. Very effective player, but it seems like sometimes it's hit and miss if we actually see that come out. You've got 2 sides to Link, and it's a bit unfortunate. Maybe we need to see more of that aggression starting to come through. Pickles with a deagle though. Just a body shot. Tags them up, so they're a bit weaker. That's Astro that's left on 55, and actually this could help majorly as well. Quicks finds the kill on Fry. Vanity's the man in the backline trying to come through. Quicks, oh, it doesn't take much. If he would have got one more tag off with that season, it would have been a free kill, but luckily, he jumps across the site. The bomb gets cascaded into the air, and it's all down to a 1v1 now. Vanity versus Hemzik. He's got to recover the bomb. Vanity knows he can just play with it. Finds the kill in the end, goes for the repeak, and that is going to be another round picked up now for Vexed. A huge one at that as well. They had to try and get that round.
Yeah, Vanity's definitely been a talking point for Vexed so far in this game. 13-6, he's definitely been that guy to stop any bomb plants or get any retakes, so he's done a very good job to be the thorn in Pinned and Rain so far. I said Pinned and Rain.
Pinned and Rain.
Wind and Rain. Maybe we should call him Pinned and Rain instead, but Wind and Rain.
Ah, would be the name of the team at that point.
That would be. And Vanity now takes out Link. Astro gets to trade. Hemzik gets one of his own, and he's going to try and take out Quicks here, which he does. So, again, Hemzik. Well played by him.
Yeah. Hemzik right now. This is just owning everyone. All of a sudden, 2 players that are left on the side of Vex. The rest of the team has been completely annihilated. It's just Aussie and Pickles, the SMG squad. Are they going to be able to save the day here? Aussie. Here's him coming towards him. You can hear the galloping of the gazelles as he posts himself up, ready to try to do damage to that UMP. They're just going to jump straight into him. Gifted the free frag on Fry. Now upgrades to the AK as well. Pickles getting beaten down on, though. Left now just 44 HP. The instant headshot on towards Aussie. Pickles allowed. Frag there up towards Nilzinho. Got the headshot, had the spray control, but he couldn't punish the last 2 members. Astro only had 4 HP. Hemzik was low as well. That's unfortunate. Not only is that now an 8th round for Wind and Rain, that's a reset for the economy of Vexed. It's an awkward one.
That's right. Wind and Rain are really trying to punish Vex in every way they can. They've had a really good half so far. But we will see in that second half how Vexed will have their T-side to see how well they do. Still early days at the moment. Frey will be waiting to see if Truth or Quicks does peek out, which they do, but sadly for him, Truth does manage to take him out, and so far, Quicks gets an AK for himself, so we'll have to see exactly how Wind and Rain are going to approach this.
Fast hit towards the A site from Vexed. From Wind and Rain, rather, as they sprint their way across. Vanity looks for the connection, spams off one shot with the Deagle, doesn't actually tag onto anyone. Him and Truth are quite low as well. Slumped down to about 40 HP. Hemzik trying to play from the toilets, wants to be the janitor as he cleans up the situation. Finds the first one, mopping them away. Wipes them all up like a spilt drink as all 3 players are now gone. It's just Quicks and Pickles that remain, Harry.
It's going to be very tough on the moment. Quick does take out Link, but Hemzik does get the trade. Pickles now all left his own with just that Kevlar and AK. Managed to get Astro anyway. Hemzik very close to getting taken out, but is this too late? Doesn't have a kit, but we'll try and get one more, maybe even a third if he can. Sadly, just misses him, but of course, with the bomb, cleans up anyway. But that was well played by Pickles, just a little bit too late. And maybe if he had a kit, things could have been a little bit different, but of course, Wind and Rain kind of made that assumption that Pickles may have actually tried to save or pull back. So, but well played trying to get that retake.
Yeah, went for it, had to just try and go for the desperation play essentially at that point, and unfortunately didn't work out as well as he would have wanted it to, but did the best to the equipment he actually had there. If he had a kit, it was more so planted for him. They would have had to push. Maybe there could have been a miracle, but not today. Fry, once again, can try and clear this woods out towards connector. Should spot the angle, will find Quicks there on the bouncing around as he punishes him, puts him down. Aussie as well, just sprinting towards them. They're just being fed to the meat grinder right now. Fry can add to that as well. They're going to gift them 1 AK on towards Truth. Pickles plays from short. You can try and go for a backstab as well. But Fry is just ready to punish. Gets them solo, 2 HP now on Truth. Somehow survives.
That's right, and as you can see, Wind and Rain are absolutely putting the pressure on Vex so far, not letting anything down, making sure they don't give Vex any chance to come back into this. I was maybe expecting Vex to pull a couple of rounds back in this half. They still can, considering the circumstances, but we'll have to see how Vex's money's playing out.
What is Link's picture? Is that some kind of RuneScape meme? Or is that like...
I have absolutely no idea. To be fair, I'm not one of those people who plays RuneScape.
You don't play RuneScape, no?
It's not my cup of tea,
No?
Nah.
Was you more of a World of Warcraft guy?
Nah, I never played any of that.
No?
None of those MMOs, no.
More of a Guild Wars boy?
Nah, not really.
More of an Ultima Online kind of man?
Nah, just
No?
sadly, nah. I know it doesn't sound very interesting, but it's not my
Star Trek
kind of
Online.
thing. StarCraft, you say?
Star Trek Online.
Oh, Star Trek. Oh, yeah. Love a bit of that, man.
There are 4 lights.
Can you really see me as a Trekkie?
Yeah, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You can see me as a Trekkie?
I saw you wearing your ears as I walked in.
Oh, did you see my little symbol on my
Yeah,
shirt?
it was nice. Did your blue shirt on? I was like, hey.
He's a Trekkie.
He loves it. Aussie, trying to play close towards the smoke here. Goes for the play, off the back of the flashbang. It's a free kill. Gets that shot off on Nilzinho, can upgrade to the AK as well, but Quicks needs to cut off the rotate from Fry, but he wasn't fast enough. Doesn't live up to his name as he goes down. Laid out by Fry, and at this point, it's just 4 men left versus 2. They outnumber them 2 to 1. They've got the defense down as well. They can play from these post plants once they get that bomb down. And Hemzik, in reality, should just clean up massively.
Hemzik again, not holding anything back, but Aussie does get that trade of Vanity, the man from Vexed, who's been laying the pressure down from CT side this entire game. Managed to get taken out, and he's definitely one of the players which Wind and Rain are going to happy to take out here during this round. You can see Link is just going to fire a few shots just to keep Aussie on his toes a little bit, but as you can see, he's already on B site saving that AK. So we're going to have to see now if Wind and Rain does comfortably go into that 12-3 through to the second half, or if Vex can at least take another round off this Wind and Rain squad.
For Wind and Rain, obviously right now, the weather's not really been too good for them. It's been quite sunny and dry, really.
Not like sunny Leicester, like a nice holiday here, no?
No. Hasn't been much wind recently.
Apart from just sweating like anything.
Nozinho gets the entry kill though. Takes down Aussies, boosted up. Elevated angle. He was wearing a nice big grey coat there. He had tried to go and see an R-rated movie. They didn't let him in.
Do you reckon they'll let you in with that shirt?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. They'll be like, you know, he's got good taste, good style.
Yeah. He's got style, he's got grace.
Knows what he's talking about. Yeah, okay, I can maybe vouch for that. I don't think they'll let me in with my Star Trek t-shirt.
No. Maybe if you're going to see the new Star Trek film, mate. Or if you're going to see Star Wars and you just want to annoy some people. It's another option. 3v3 though at this point. 50 seconds left on the clock. They're trying to take their control up towards long. Heading towards that A site. Got the AWP over on Treef. 2 AKs to play with. Pickles, he does have the kit. He is officially the kit boy. Are they going to commit to this? 40 seconds out at this point. A bit of backpedaling going on. Repositioning, heading down towards that B site. Fry's going to scout it out. Launches out the first flashbang. Look at the over-rotate as well. Instantly. They dive their way down towards B. They assume it's going to be a commit. And Winter Rain still haven't moved.
No, I love this patient play by them. I assume Pickles didn't really get much information to find out if they're coming through Monster or Short B or anything, just to see if they can actually find exactly where Wind and Rain are. But Vex just sat way too far back to even try and find out information. Of course, this is the last round, so Vex are going to have to make this play, but sadly for them, it's looking good. Well,
yeah.
It was looking good for Wind and Rain towards the end of that round.
I was going to say, I saw someone get a kill, but it didn't come up in the kill feed. And I thought he just killed him so hard it broke the kill feed, and I guess it had. It's killed the server.
Yeah, so whoever was literally broke the game.
Yeah.
As you do, innit, I suppose.
That's what you need, you know? Breaking records, breaking games. That's what you want. Ooh.
Oh, Vanity, he was doing that in a few of the rounds, but, you know, there's only so much one man can do, though, especially on the CT side on that map, isn't it? It's, you know, the rest of the team aren't having a good time. Vanity's trying to, you know, do his best to let the sunshine come in from that wind and rain, but it's just not having it, is it?
No. Well, that's the issue. You know, there's a thick storm above. The barometer's getting low. Temperature's rising.
Temperatures are probably rising, probably very vexed, aren't they?
Mm. And the street's the place to go. Because tonight, about 10:30, Harry, it's going to start raining men. Hallelujah.
That's your favourite song?
It's just quite a good song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, you know.
Do you know the words to it?
Well, that was the beginning of the song. That's what I just did there.
Oh, so
that was,
you got yourself out that one.
There you go.
Yeah.
A little bit fear. That's what I've given you.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
So 3-11. Wait until we can continue on with this one. I imagine we're going to come in from the second half at this point. GoTV is dead. Yeah. So, ideal.
Yeah, it's typical, isn't it? Caster's curse. Well, not really Caster's curse. Just it always happens to us, doesn't it?
To what, me and you?
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, all the time. We cast like so many games together.
Technically, statistically, 100% of the times we've casted together, it has happened.
Yeah.
You know what? You are right.
Thank you.
I'll give you that.
But it did look like Vexed eventually did take that round going to the second half of the pistol round. And as you can see, Wind and Rain are already a man up 3. Managed to take one. But Wind and Rain, Vanity does take another. It's a 1v2. But Vanity is actually going to try and challenge him, of course, because the bomb was dropped. But just like that, out of nowhere, didn't even know we were going to that pistol round. And Wind and Rain didn't really muck about, Jackie.
No, none of that. Didn't fancy any of that.
They were just annoyed, but the server broke down and they just wanted to take it out on Vex, didn't they?
Well, beat down on them. Vex, though, now only armed with a little collection of sprinkling of Deagles there, 2 CZs. You got the 1 smoke on Quicks. They're probably going to try and go for a grouped play, smoke in, go for a hit on towards the A site, try to get that bomb down maybe. But let's wait and see. It's 1:35 on the clock. Their opponents are much better armed. You've got tons of SMGs there. Only 1 actual rifle in Wind and Rain, so they're very confident going into this as well. They want to try and get the cash flow going. Hemzik getting tagged. They might not know he's there, but now they will as he peeks out. They have swarmed towards the A site. They've done so much damage. Luckily, everyone's been brought down to about 40 HP, apart from Pickles and Quicks, but still, that's site control. The only thing is, it would matter a whole lot more if they actually had the bomb.
Yeah, the fact that they're slowly pushing to party and the balloons and all that bits, it was kind of I would say a bit of a misplay. I think they just wanted to try and be a bit more unpredictable with their play, which is perfectly fine. It's understandable to have a round here and there where you're a bit more unorthodox, but maybe they put it a little bit too far. And considering Vexed's position, I think 2 or 3 members did go long, so I think it was just not just timing, but maybe they pushed a bit too far to not get the information they needed.
Bit awkward on the retake, really, though. Bomb was still nowhere near even being down on the site. Everyone's constantly trying to go for the fight there. They all peek one by one. No real trades. They do get taken down. They just get chipped to pieces. That actually gives Vex now a good position, brings them back in terms of the cash flow they have to work with. But Astro, up close and personal with a CZ, deals hefty a bit of damage there. Takes down the first man. Tried to adjust to get a little bit more. Hemzik, just having a look towards long. It's pretty peaceful right now. Not much going on.
Yeah, Nilzinho was going to rotate, but decided to go back to B anyway. I think Link is short B, just making sure to see if there is anyone coming from that way. They haven't checked Monster yet, so they haven't got the full attack of exactly what's going on, but they will now as Ozzy does take out Hemzik. And we'll realise that no one's actually on the site. I think Frey will be coming up to rotate, maybe through bank, depending on the situation. He doesn't, and managed to take out Ozzy anyway. Does try and get one more, but he will try and delay things as much as possible so that Link and Nilzinho can come up and give a hand, but Vanity takes Frey out anyway. Link's just trying to be a bit of a pain, just try and cause as much grief as possible for the Vex side. But it looks like they will be giving up and saving their CZ for another day.
Yeah, back off, get out of there, stay alive. No reason to just run in and throw the armor and the CZs away for no real reason. You've got a huge buffer. That's only going to be a 6th round picked up for Vex. You can still try and build off the back of that and get yourself into a huge spot at the end of the half here. So, win range, just hold on to the income that you do have in terms of the CZs there.
And as you can see, Hemzik 26 and 12 at the moment, followed by Frey, who's on 16 and 12. So these guys are definitely putting in a lot of work, making sure Vex don't get any of these crucial rounds. But on the other side, Vanity still having a good game. Ozzy's catching up with him, 14 and 15. Maybe not the best of games, but he's definitely putting in a lot of these crucial kills now. So as you can see, Ozzy with a nade to damage Astro enough to pull him back a little bit. 15 XP. Truth now is trying to see if he can bait anyone to come out from Monster, but as you can see here, window right, 3 members coming from short B. One's Frey's just going to peek out just to see if he can at least delay him as much as possible, and it worked. Nilzinho comes out with the CZ. Link gets an AK for himself, so we'll have to see how Vexed comply with that.
Ozzy smokes towards bank, going to try and go for the push straight through. They have got the bomb on the site now as well. Frey, big dink, straight through the smoke. Nice juicy, but the backstab is going to be huge. Ozzy tries to get in the rear. There's a little bit of damage, but couldn't quite finish them off. Only takes down 1 man. It's a 3 versus 4. A setup for the retake. 2 players on Vex that are playing together are going to be Quickstab and Pickles, grouped up close towards toilets. They have no real utility apart from Pickles now. He's the only one with nades to play with. The smoke, molly, and flash that can help out. Vanity needs them to distract so he can execute from the side as well. It was working well, but Link actually gets a bit bloodthirsty. He takes down 2 and one of his own teammates, and Pickles is allowed to clean up at the end there. A double kill comes back through, and Vex get another round.
Pickles is always good at that 1v2 kind of situations, and he's always known for not just getting the retakes, but just if he's not in a fantastic situation, he's just like, you know what? Doesn't matter, doesn't bother me. Which is good to see now, because of course Pickles didn't have the greatest starts going into this game, but he is doing work now, is catching up, is being extremely cost effective with a lot of the scenarios he's been in. Frey, Astro, both will push up quite significantly. I'm going to see if any members of Vex do push up, which they do, but 3 members do push up long with bomb. Followed by Vanity, not too far behind, and Ozzy now. We'll be seeing what you can do.
Trying to make their move up through long. Instead, 2 players can try and go for a double face hit towards toilets. Instead, it's just Quicks, just outright goes for it. Gets the 1-for-1 trade and gives them the information about the man playing close. Hemzik has to try to play on the close angle by the smoke. They're all bounding out, but no one's killing him. Hemzik allowed to just get a free K, swipes them off their feet and blows them all to bits, and somehow no one does anything to stop him. Ozzy, the last man left alive now. He would need to just go huge if he wants to win this one. He's had 1 frag into the round, and it would have to be 3 more to pick it up. Bomb goes down. If they peek 1 by 1, they give him that opportunity. Maybe there's a chance right now trying to brain them. Playing the smart style of CS, gets into a good off angle. Tried to get the first frag, but Nilzinho will overpower him with the M4. Ozzy goes down, and that is a 13th round now picked up for Wind and Rain.
That was a big shame. You saw Hemzik there. I think I think Vexed, they assumed that they'll just go straight onto the site and just check the bank in dumpster, but instead Hemzik was just like, no, I'm not going to be hiding there.
I don't know what Vanity was shooting. He's just like instantly gone far left, started shooting the gate. Like,
yeah, I was not going to lie, I was a little bit confused. Not the greatest plays by him, but you saw there Hemzik was hiding on the right side of the smoke, trying to be as unpredictable as possible. Managed to get at least 3 kills from that, maybe a 4th, I may be corrected. And he's hit that 30 bomb mark, Jack. So, yeah, Hemzik's having a good time, mate. He's having a good time.
So what you want to see coming out from him, he was a player that did that quite consistently in UK Masters, always seemed like he was quite effective. You know, he's not unfamiliar with any of the players he's playing against right now as well. It's all very domestic for him, so he knows what he's doing, knows what he can get away with, and he's proven that by playing to the best of his abilities. Vexed only 7 rounds picked up as well. Wind and Rain with 13 on the board. Vanity already down to 2 HP, so that kind of is the star player for Vex, the one that's definitely been performing out of the creme of the crop right now. And they're going to try and push in, go for another play. Link, he's feeling a little bit hot as he just stands in the fire. Eventually, he is going to be burnt to a crisp, but it's still a 3 versus 4. But look at the difference in HP.
That's right, and as you can see, there's not really too much they can do, but it doesn't matter anyway. Vanity and Pickles managed to get 2 picks of their own. Astro will be pulling back just to save that M4, just get away and just not give him any more weaponry, especially with Vanity. I assume with Vanity he will try and find a spare AK or, you know, just a weapon lying around just to take it to the next round. But look at this stat line. Still Hemzik every round. If it's been a few multi-kills, he's at least trading every round. 31 and 15. And Vanity's still doing quite well, so 20 and 14. But all the members of Wind and Rain are looking quite comfortable in the stat line.
Yeah, very close together. Obviously, 11, 11, 12 there. Nilzinho actually 11 frags as well. Obviously for Neil, I mean, his role isn't really in fragging either. He was more of an IGL, so good to see him actually being able to put up quite a good performance. Link, I feel like we can definitely still see more coming out from him. Astro, maybe there's potential for a bit more of an explosion as well. If he has an AWP in his hands, normally he can be very effective with it and blow things to bits, but still, maybe they don't even need that. As of right now, they're just tearing their way through anyway. Vexed have the cash to play into this round. Wind and Rain only have 1 rifle, and that has been given to Astro. The rest of them still just holding with the pistols, trying to defend from a distance as this push will come in. But for right now, Vex just playing slow, playing smart.
Yeah, Astro could have given it to Hemzik, but, you know, being selfish. Shame, really. You would have thought, you know. But as you can see, they are slowly pushing him. Astro does get that pick, so ignore everything I just said. Maybe it wasn't just being selfish, but maybe just thought, you know what, I'm feeling it at the moment. We'll push up a little bit. Vanity, will he notice? Yes, he does. Managed to get that pick on Astro, but Hemzik with a great trade out of Vanity. So at the moment, Wind and Rain not up a guy. Pickles was trying to take out Link, but sadly for him, gets heavily damaged himself, only on 37 HP. But will he know 2 members of Wind and Rain are there?
Truth going to try and assist Pickles, as obviously he has been tagged down quite a lot. They get the first frag, but they're not going to clear for the second man. They don't expect Nilzinho trying to be stealthy, but unfortunately for him, he does get laid out. Taken down by Nilzinho there. They're picking the pieces with the AK. They can now plant the bomb, build off the site control as well. You've got the AWP over on Quicks, 2 AKs to slay with. Hemzik and Fry. That's going to be a save round called for them as they just back off and try and scrape through for another round. They've still got a big buffer. It's only going to be a 9th picked up for Vex. They're not too bothered just yet. They can get to that overtime safety net fairly easily. It's just 2 rounds to get themselves to 15. In the meantime as well, Endpoint have found success. They beat out PMC, so that is another win for them. Still flawless. That's now 5 wins under their belt.
Yeah, I think that's 5-0 now, because obviously they beat, who did they beat earlier on? Was it Fish, wasn't it, on Mirage? So they beat them, so you're right, yeah, that is 5-0.
Yeah.
And this match, Wind and Rain could also go 4 or 5-0, depending on how this goes. But it seems like now Wind and Rain aren't just, you know, trying to close things out. They're doing their best, but Vexed are making it hard work for them. It's not like Vexed are delaying the inevitable, but they are slowly catching up. They've made a few changes, as you can see. They've been a lot more cautious with how they play. Definitely adapting a lot better compared to how they were earlier in the second half. But it seems like now they're going to do, they should do a lot better. They really struggled on having a full amount of utility to work with. But things have changed now, so Vexed can easily come back in this game.
Yeah, they'll be able to build off this still. The only difference maker is that Wind and Rain once again actually have cash, so they've been able to reinvest. They've gone for a bit of a purchase round. Got themselves the 2 AKs there, 2 M4s, 1 AWP on Hemzik. Hemzik has the main AWP, very aggressive, very fast and ferocious, gets the initial tag, takes down Aussie. As Astro will give him a bit of assist there, who actually finished that first man off. That's already a big pick though. Vex, they need to try and get a counter pick off this. Quicks, what's he actually up to with this AWP? Right now he's got the bomb, backtracking, heading in towards that B site. Vanity going to try and go for the fake on the A site. This could be awkward though, as Astro's right there. All he's got to do is go for the push off the back of the timing. It's a free kill.
I like how Astro has been playing so far. He knows that because they're at least 4 rounds ahead, or we could talk about when it was 13-7. Astro's been playing a lot, you could say a few more aggressive spots. He knows he can get away with it. He knows he can sacrifice a few rounds if anything does happen, but he can also close out these few rounds doing what he's doing. But at the moment, as you can see, Vex goes straight onto the side. Pickles gets 2 of his own on 3, and Hemzik. And Astro is the last man alive. Again, Vex showing that they're not out of this yet, and they've still got a lot of power.
Yeah, Pickles basically saving the game from there as well. Huge free K, otherwise that would have been 14 rounds. They wouldn't have been able to build off that majorly. Wind and Rain basically would have been in the position to try and close out the game at that point. So Pickles might have just saved them the whole game. Push comes around though, tries to go for the extension. Will walk into the crosshair of Astro. They now know where he is, but they can't really do too much about it. They need to save, he needs to save. It's basically just a stalemate.
That's right, Wind and Rain. Another round lost, but at the moment, as you can see, Wind and Rain will be up 13-10. Vexed are looking pretty strong at the moment. It seems like they have adapted really well, and thanks to having full utility rather than just partial, it's really making a better impact on how they're approaching these sites. But I think it's got to a point now where, yeah, a timeout is necessary considering how many rounds Vex has brought back over the last 5 or 6. But look at that though, Hemzik, 32-16. I have noticed that he hasn't been trading off as well as the last few rounds. So ever since Hemzik has not been getting many more kills of his own, ever since he's been struggling, the rest of Wind and Rain have been struggling, which is completely understandable considering his frag count. But Pickles, I think it was going like 1-8 or something like that, but now 13-15. So he's really brought this back with some cost-effective kills, which brought a lot of rounds to this Vex side.
Yeah, barrels of impact frags tied to him now in the last few rounds that have been able to give him the extra oomph they need, and that's what they need to try and keep it up, really. Just try and play to the best of their ability at this point. Pickles are starting to wake up. Everyone else is playing around him quite well. Vanity, is that fire going to go out, though? I mean, the majority of rounds is basically him just doing the majority of the work, so at what point is he going to start to cool off? That's when the issues will arrive. But you're close now. 3 rounds of difference between these two sides. They've really started to break that margin down into a manageable spot at this point. 3 rounds is doable. It's not going to be that hard for them. If everyone can carry on playing like they're playing, maybe this could be a possible... You know, the sad thing is you're looking at sort of like an overtime situation between these two sides if it goes that way as well. That's the most likely setup. But Wind and Rain probably going to concede this one. You're looking at 13-11. Then we'll have to take it from there, Harry, really.
That's right, Astro, again, the only man with that N4. And what you've got to remember now is you're right. You know, Vex could bring this back to an OT. They clearly want us to stay here till at least midnight.
Yeah, man. That's what you want. Oh. Aussie just disintegrated there. Don't know what happened. Pickles there, going to find that frag back up over towards Astro. Vanity as well, the headshot on Hemzik, and it's just down to Link, Fry, and Nilzinho. So Vexed in a reasonably good spot now. They've got all the AKs to play with. They can just go for a group site take. They still have basically all the utility they invested into the round. Should just be a simple group type site take. Use the utility, wean off the stragglers on Wind and Rain, get yourself an 11th round.
But Vex now, they're still playing quite passive. They're making sure that every angle's covered. Of course, on an eco round, they've noticed that Wind and Rain have been, well, especially Astro and himself, been playing very aggressive, just trying to be as unorthodox as possible. Truth now, we'll find Nilzinho. Pullbacks anyway to VB's site just to cover any other angles. Vanity will push up. We'll push up long just to see if he can find anything. Finds nothing. And it looks like Vex now will be preparing to execute that A site.
Vanity with the initial kill takes down Link. CTs respond rapidly to try and get a bit more out of this one, but they do go down. Quicks finishes them both off. Uses the CZ as well in close range. Trying to get that bomb plant at the last second for the extra cash, but isn't going to be able to manage it today. But that is still a 13-11 scoreline now. There is the reinvestment for Wind and Rain. You've got the AWP over on Hemzik. That's going to be quite pivotal. That's a set piece that he does need to have in his inventory. They go for the pause as well. There's probably a little tap pause here, a quick one, to just work out what they need to change getting back into this, as they now only have 2 rounds of a buffer to play with. This, you know, it's been chipped away at quite a lot here. They had 7 rounds originally, now they've got 11. Truth's gone for the buy on the Krieg as well.
It's definitely some difficult stuff. I'm trying to figure out what Wind and Rain can do here to not make an impact, but to at least try and capitalize on what Vexed are doing. They seem to be struggling to find any information on what's going on in certain parts of the map. It feels like now, I wouldn't say Vexed have their phone number, because that's probably taking it too far. I'll probably say they would if it turns out to be 16-13, but Wind and Rain, you saw from the earlier rounds in the earlier half as well that they've been doing a cracking job on that A site, but it seems like now Vexed have really made an impact for the last 4 or 5 rounds. But I'll have to see from now exactly what changes Wind and Rain will make to fix this little issue of their adaptation from Vexed.
Wind and Rain with the double up setup. Astro with one, Hemzik with the other. Astro, very formidable AWPer, likes to play aggressive, similar sort of style to Hemzik in that sense. They're both very high tempo. Right now set up across different positions of the map. Hemzik, he gets the absolute bulk of them coming towards him. 3 men, charge out towards long. He plays it smart though. You get 1 pick, you instantly fall back, play from sight, play the late game here. You don't want to overcommit. Sure, you might get a second frag, but if they go for a 2-for-1 trade, they can build off that a lot more than the CTs can.
I like what Hemzik did there. Literally on that long site, he realised that Vex have been pushing A long a lot, like most rounds, probably about 90% of the rounds. But they haven't really been doing it too aggressively. They've been taking it quite slow. So Hemzik thought, you know what, I'll try and get a cheeky pick. And if I do, fantastic, we're in a good spot. If not, then at least he's got enough information to see if they are coming up again. So Hemzik has already opened this game up and causing a bit of an issue for Vex.
Slowly tiptoeing their way up, trying to go for the stealthy play. 3 smokes, 2 Molotovs, a couple of flashes for good measure as well, but they're going to go for the push now. Molotov goes out, Fry goes down. Hemzik with a response from the AWP as he lands the tag on Aussie and strikes against him with a railgun. His 2 teammates now need to rotate over as well and give him some helping hands, really, as this is still going to be an awkward round. It's not over just yet. Nilzinho, he's throwing a nade.
Just trying to do what he can, Connie. But at the moment, Wind and Rain haven't got the best of angles, though. We really are trying to see if they can get at least one, so if they can push out onto the site. But they do in the end. Hemzik, crucial pick on Quicks. And just like that, their prayers have been answered. So they finally managed to figure out, after a few round streak from Vexed, how to capitalise. But definitely that starting pick from Hemzik, getting that getting that A-long pick and then putting straight back to make sure they've got at least a numbers advantage to continue forward. So well played.
So now both teams have a Krieg as well. Truth still has the Krieg, and Link has also picked up a Krieg. Isn't that great?
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. There's technically 5 scopes on the server right now. It's very interesting. They're going to go for this push anyway, try and hit themselves straight up short and go for a fast play, it seems. Grouping up right now, everyone close towards water. Bit of trigonometry on display there. Nice nade, bounces it off the angle. Small bit of damage, a smidgen.
And Nilzinho now gets the info he needs. All smoke now from pullback. Link managed to get one for Monster straight away, but gets traded off by Vanity. And Vanity now, he's trying to look for another. Looks like Vexed will push out to his side. Fantastic shot by Vanity there. Managed to get another one. And now, it didn't look like they were in too much of a good spot, but Vanity opened up there with 3 kills of his own, and Hemzik, last man alive. I started to think then that Wind and Rain could get that 15 round, but Vanity just changed things completely.
So it's probably going to be like a 13-14 at this point now, from what Vexed have just done. Wind and Rain's cash shouldn't be too great. Hemzik only with the AWP. I mean, at least if he can save that, it's a pretty big digit to carry over the next round, but it's still not going to be that impactful.
Yeah, I don't think Hemzik's going to make any aggressive AWP plays like he did that last time. I think it's going to be, you're right though, I think he will just be looking to not just save it for this round, but for the next one as well, depending on how the circumstances are. But it doesn't get seen. Okay, but as you can see there, Link did take out Quicks in the end, but Vanity, the man who got that opening pick and also took out 2 more of his own, so managed to get a nice 3K there. Managed to clean up that beast site and get the bomb down, so definitely a big helper to getting Vex's 12th round.
Yeah, and now this should be their 13th as well. Really get themselves into that power play position. So Hemzik, they can even play around him and allow him to try and go for kills with the AWPs, see if maybe they can upset it and win it with just the light investment into the pistols there. He kind of really just wants to try fall back though and hold on to that AWP at the end of the round. So hopefully he doesn't get over aggressive. Going to go for the boost play up. Elevated angle. First frag found. Takes down Aussie. Tries to get more. Nice flick, but no connection. Probably needs to bail at this point as well. The rest of his teammates try and deal damage. Link should also follow suit. He has the CZ and armor. Astro's the only one with no real investment. And he's testing the waters right now. Gets himself a free AK. And they're still trying. They're hammering on the door ever so slightly. Not sure if they want to fully commit. Link allows himself to get into the site. They flash him in. He charges around, but doesn't get a kill. Luckily, no one else commits as well. So they back off. Astro saves a CZ and AK. Hemzik still holds on to his full loadout. They do lose the armor and CZ on Link, but it's still not that bad. They're going to be able to get an efficient full buyout, but this next round does mean an awful lot.
And yeah, I think with Link, like I said, he only had a CZ. Might as well take the risk to see if he can open up the site anyway. Sadly, I think we didn't, which is kind of what we expected as well. And like I mentioned before, I assumed Hemzik would be saving, but look at that now, 37 and 17. So it's still doing some damage, but not getting the rounds to complement it at the moment. That's, as you can see, 14 and 13 in favour of Wind and Rain. And like you said, Jackie, this is an extremely important round for both teams.
Yeah, this is huge right now. Very, very massive, and depending on how this is going to go down. Nilzinho could be caught off guard with the timing, tried to get the smoke down. Link as well, just gone, no chance. Fry, though, luckily, is the only one that's going to be able to step up to the mark. Tries to just slump them out with the M4 there, just puts down a couple. Not enough. Aussie, still alive on 30 HP. Hemzik, he was over at the A site. Astro as well. Going to rotate over with him. They are outnumbered. It's also the debate of, do they want to go for this? Do they want to run the risk here of actually losing these weapons? It's going to be a bit of a hard call as of right now as well. Not really finding any early entries. No one's showing anything. They're not over-peaking. They're playing it smart. It's going to be 14-14.
Yeah, it's an extremely difficult decision. I think Hemzik was hoping maybe if he got another pick, which he does, which is sadly a bit too late. There could have been some potential for that retake, but as you can see, they're going to leave that to be. 14-0. That was a good play by Vexed. Aussie with those opening 2 picks. Fry obviously got 2 picks of his own. But sadly for Wind and Rain, it just wasn't enough. Considering there's that 3v2 situation. Hemzik tried to get any kind of pick he could to maybe get a retake. But it just wasn't to be, but as you can see, Vex now full utility. Fair amount of money in the bank considering if it does go to that 30th round.
Flashbangs get launched out between either side very early on into this one. Early smoke there towards Monster as well. Forces them back a little bit, trying to cause them to stagnate. Remove those lines of sight. They're grouping up. They're going to go through water. Try and go for this play straight in. Go up short. Nilzinho looking to go for the jump spot. He is going to be telegraphing his location. They spam back through the wood as well. He's brought down just 80 HP.
The pressure's on both teams at the moment. Of course, Wind and Rain. They will want to go 5-0 going into this group. Vexed, of course. Go for that 3-2 spot, but Hemzik straight away taking Vanity's head off. In truth now, trying to get one of his own. Nilzinho does smoke him off. Or flash, shall I say. Still waiting patiently. Link does take out Quicks. Aussie does take out Nilzinho after all that patience. But look at that now, Wind and Rain managed to take every member down, and that 15 rounds does go to Wind and Rain. But don't forget, Vex aren't completely out yet. Won't be the best of buys, of course, but be decent enough.
Got some AKs coming back through. Could be reinvest into this. Finally, they have a safety net of overtime as well. Hemzik's just hit the 40 bomb. Averaging basically 2 kills around here at this point. So he has been a huge driving force. One of the major reasons that Wind and Rain have even managed to get to the position they're now in. Can they get this final round, though, or is this going to be overtime? Hemzik needs to get back into a better position as the push is coming towards him. Him and Astro know this. They just retreat, instantly backpedal, set up towards the site, reposition, repost. Smoke goes down as well, but he's tagged up. Luckily, it doesn't matter too much. He's the AWPer. Goes for an audacious cross, just sprints out in the open. Aussie gets that pick. That is a huge capitalization against them, and now they just need to wait. Wind and Rain, they have to play on the retake together. Link does find the headshot on Aussie, though, so maybe they can still close this out.
It's definitely not impossible. It is 2v3 in favour of Wind and Rain at the moment. Vanity is waiting patiently. He's getting picked up, but sadly gets Fry. Important frag right there, but Pickles now was in a great spot, but sadly for him, it will get taken down, and Wind and Rain just barely managed to close it out 16-14. Again, another great map.
Yeah, Wind and Rain in the end, picking it up there. The full 30 rounds being played out. Went down to the wire by an absolute mile. Very, very close affair. Looked like it was guaranteed for overtime at that point, but Wind